All right. So, let's get to the latest on the Trump trial, which I believe it's the election interference case, um, day 5. And, of course, this is the 2016 election interference case, not to be confused with the 2020, which is going to be later. And people still insist on calling the hush money case. So anyway, let's get right to it. So, the latest from the Associated Press, Trump tried to corrupt the 2016 election, prosecutor alleges as hush money trial gets underway. All right. Donald Trump tried to illegally influence the 2016 presidential election by preventing damaging stories about his personal life from becoming public, a prosecutor told jurors Monday at the start of the former president's historic hush money trial. And it's literally in the opening statement. It's an election interference trial, not a hush money trial. Well, it does involve that, but this was a planned, long-running conspiracy to influence the 2016 election to help Donald Trump get elected through illegal expenditures to silence people who had something bad to say about his behavior, prosecutor Matthew Colangelo said. It was election fraud, pure and simple. A defense lawyer countered by assailing the case as baseless and attacking the integrity of the one-time Trump confidant, who's now the government's star witness. President Trump is innocent. President Trump did not commit any crimes. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office should never have brought this case, Attorney Todd Blanche said. The opening statements offered the 12-person jury and the voting public radically divergent roadmaps for a case that will unfold against the backdrop of a closely contested White House race, in which Trump is not only the presumptive Republican nominee, but also a criminal defendant facing the prospect of a felony conviction and prison. It is the first criminal trial of a former American president and the first of 4 prosecutions of Trump to reach a jury. Befitting that history, prosecutors sought from the outset to elevate the gravity of the case, which they say was chiefly about election interference. Yes. As reflected by the hush money payments to a porn star who said she had a sexual encounter with Trump. The defendant, Donald Trump, orchestrated a criminal scheme to corrupt the 2016 presidential election. Then he covered up that criminal conspiracy by lying in his New York business records over and over and over again, Colangelo said. The trial, which could last up to 2 months, will require Trump to spend his days in a courtroom rather than on the campaign trail. He rails to the media when going in and out. How is that, that much worse? A reality he complained about Monday when he lamented to reporters after leaving the courtroom. My point was just verified. I'm the leading candidate, and this is what they're trying to take me off the trail for. Checks being paid to a lawyer. That is such an oversimplification. And when this came up, you were not the leading candidate. And depending on when you're reading the polls, you're still not the leading candidate. So, no, this is not about them trying to keep you off the campaign trail. Trump has nonetheless sought to turn his criminal defendant status into an asset, of course he is, for his campaign, fundraising off his legal jeopardy and repeatedly railing against the justice system that he has for years claimed is weaponized against him. Oh, poor boy. The criminal justice system just really goes after those billionaires, don't they? In the weeks ahead, the case will test the jury's ability to judge him impartially, but also Trump's ability to comply with courtroom protocol. It's probably even harder than the first point, including a gag order barring him from attacking witnesses, jurors, trial prosecutors, and some others, which Trump has been railing against that as well. That why is he being gagged when everybody else can talk about him, but he can't talk about them? Maybe because you threaten them? And you're kind of not supposed to threaten people in your trial? That might have something to do with it. All right. Trump faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, a charge punishable by up to 4 years in prison, though it's not clear if the judge would seek to put him behind bars. A conviction would not preclude Trump from becoming president again. That's a shame. But because it is a state case, he would not be able to pardon himself if found guilty. At least that. He has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Now, just think about this for a second. How crazy a situation this is. If Trump is convicted, he could still continue running for president, and in theory, he could win. Because there's nothing barring him from running behind bars. That's just nuts. The only thing it disqualifies him from is from voting. He can't vote for himself or anybody else that he wants to vote for in Florida. He can't vote for any of them. That is literally the only punishment when it comes to elections that he's going to face. That's just crazy. The case brought by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg revisits a years-old chapter from Trump's biography when his celebrity past collided with his political ambitions, and prosecutors say he scrambled to stifle stories that he feared could torpedo his campaign. The opening statements served as an introduction to the colorful cast of characters that feature prominently in that tawdry saga, including Stormy Daniels, the porn actor who says she received the hush money, Michael Cohen, the lawyer who prosecutors say paid her, and David Pecker, the tabloid publisher who agreed to function as the campaign's eyes and ears and who served as the prosecution's first witness on Monday. And he's also the publisher. It says tabloid publisher, but they don't say which tabloid. It's the National Enquirer. Pecker is due back on the stand Tuesday, when the court will also hear arguments on whether Trump violated Judge Juan Merchan's gag order with a series of Truth Social posts about witnesses over the last week. In his opening statement, Colangelo outlined a comprehensive effort by Trump, his allies, to prevent 3 separate stories, 2 from women alleging prior sexual encounters, from surfacing during the 2016 presidential campaign. That undertaking was especially urgent following the emergence late in the race of a 2005 Access Hollywood recording in which Trump could be heard boasting about grabbing women sexually without their permission. And the only person who got punished for that tape? Billy Bush, because he laughed along with it instead of telling Trump right then and there how absolutely messed up that is. So he got in trouble for it, but not Trump. Colangelo recited Trump's now infamous remark as Trump looked on, stone-faced. Which one? Grab him by the pussy? When you're rich, they let you do it? Which one? The impact of that tape on the campaign was immediate and explosive, Colangelo said. Within days of the Access Hollywood tape becoming public, Colangelo told jurors that the National Enquirer alerted Cohen that Stormy Daniels was agitating to go public with her claims of a sexual encounter with Trump in 2006. At Trump's direction, Cohen negotiated a deal to buy Ms. Daniels' story to prevent American voters from hearing that story before Election Day, Colangelo told jurors. I thought that was that other girl that they did that to. I didn't think they did that to Stormy Daniels, too. But the prosecutor noted neither Trump nor the Trump Organization could just write a check to Cohen with a memo line that said reimbursement for porn star payoff. I don't know why. Why couldn't he? I could totally see Trump doing that. So he added they agreed to cook the books and make it look like the payment was actually income, payment for services rendered. Well, not completely wrong. It was services rendered, just of the illegal sort, but those alleged falsified records form the backbone of the 34-count indictment against Trump. Trump has denied a sexual encounter with Daniels. Blanche, the defense lawyer, sought to preemptively undermine the credibility of Cohen, who pleaded guilty to federal charges related to his role in the hush money scheme, as someone with an obsession with Trump who cannot be trusted. He said Trump has done nothing illegal when his company recorded the checks to Cohen as legal expenses. Right. Cohen is just obsessed with Trump. That's why he went to frickin' jail for him. Because he's just that obsessed. There's nothing wrong with trying to influence an election. It's called democracy, not a crime, Blanche said. There's good influence and there's bad influence. Trying to make your image look better than it really is and trying to stifle the bad stuff from being found, that is not a good influence. And actually, who was it who also got in trouble? There was a Democratic candidate. Shoot, I cannot think of his name. They discussed this on Pod Save America because one of them was on his campaign. Oh, shoot. I cannot remember. I can picture him, but I can't think of his name. Anyway, maybe it'll come to me. All right. Blanche challenged the notion that Trump agreed to the Daniels payout to safeguard his campaign. Instead, he characterized the transaction as an attempt to squelch a sinister effort to embarrass Trump and his loved ones. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was just so Trump wouldn't be embarrassed. Right. I believe they have Trump on a recording that actually said to stifle this until after the election because then nobody will care. Because this is all about embarrassing Trump and not about the election. Right. President Trump fought back like he always does and like he's entitled to do, to protect his family, his reputation, and his brand, and that is not a crime, Blanche told jurors. Now, again, he did it in an illegal way, but technically what he said is not wrong. Except for the entitled part. Because, yes, he's entitled to protect himself, but not through illegal means. The efforts to suppress the stories are what's known in the tabloid industry as catch and kill. Catching a potentially damaging story by buying the rights to it and then killing it through agreements that prevent the paid person from telling the story to anyone else. Besides the payment to Daniels, Colangelo also described other arrangements, including one that paid a former Playboy model $150,000 to suppress claims of a nearly year-long affair with the married Trump. Really? She was in an affair for with him for almost a year, and she only got $30,000 more than Stormy did for one night? Shit. She got the shaft. Colangelo said Trump desperately did not want information about Karen McDougal to become public because he was worried about its effect on the election. He said jurors would hear a recording Cohen made in September 2016 of himself briefing Trump on the plan to buy McDougal's story. The recording was made public in July 2018. Colangelo told jurors they will hear Trump in his own voice saying, "What do we got?" Try that again. "What do we got to pay for this? $150?" Trump denies McDougal's claim of an affair. The first and only witness Monday was Pecker. And whenever I hear that name, I hear a lot of childish jokes about his name. The then publisher of the National Enquirer, he's not anymore, okay, and a longtime Trump friend who prosecutors say met with Trump and Cohen at Trump Tower in August 2015 and agreed to help Trump's campaign identify negative stories about him. Pecker described the tabloid's use of checkbook journalism, a practice that entails paying a source for a story. "I gave a number to the editors that they could not spend more than $10,000 on a story without getting his approval," Pecker said Tuesday. The New York case has taken on added importance because it may be the only one of the four against Trump to reach trial before the November election. Appeals and legal wrangling have delayed the other three cases. Exactly, because that's what Trump attempted to do in this case. He tried to delay, because the longer he delays, the better the chance he won't get convicted, because the better the chance he'll win the election before then. That is his plan. But there was something I wanted to look up, but I don't know what it was. But yeah, so Pecker is going to continue to testify tomorrow. And for those who missed it from Friday, we don't know who else is supposed to testify tomorrow, if anybody else, because we don't know how long his testimony is going to take, simply because Trump can't be trusted. So the defense was not given a list of witnesses because of the fear that Trump is going to threaten them. So, yeah. But now that he's on the stand, Trump can still technically, threaten him. And Thursday, I believe, is when they're taking up whether he violated his gag order and what that entails and how they're going to deal with it. Which I'm not holding my breath that they're going to deal with it, because they haven't so far. Nobody who's given him a gag order has actually punished him for violating it. So I just don't believe that this is going to happen, that he's going to be punished for it. maybe Judge Merchan will surprise me, because after all, one of the people that Trump is attacking is his own kid. So that could, make him more willing to actually hold Trump accountable. But we'll see what happens. We still have a couple of days before then. Actually, no, we just have one more trial date before then, because Wednesday is the day off for the trial. So, I'm going to stop rambling. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.